Seattle Pacific University, a private Christian university in Seattle, was rocked with controversy and protest after they chose to uphold a certain rule that has been in place for many years. The SPU Board of Trustees voted to keep the current employee lifestyle expectations in regards to sexual conduct. This bans any LGBTQ+ staff from being hired or working at the school. In a statement, the university said that they must continue to reflect a traditional view on biblical marriage and sexuality as an expression of long-held church teaching and biblical interpretation. The handbook states that any faculty who goes out of line of these expectations can face disciplinary action, including termination. After the vote, LGBTQ+ and ally students took to protesting the decision that had been made. One 2020 graduate and member of the Alumni Coalition said, "No matter what you believe, getting rid of these policies is the best way to make sure that our campus is an inclusive place for all people to be, not only in the student body, but in the faculty, staff, and administration. And that's going to make SPU a much better place to be." The student body president said, "This is not a new fight. This has been an ongoing fight for 30 years. And this is true. Just last year, a nursing professor sued the school, saying that he had been denied a full-time job because he was not heterosexual." Joe Reindahl, who taught in the university's nursing program and had 40 years of experience in healthcare, said that when he applied for a full-time tenured nursing position, he had been discriminated against and denied the position because of his sexuality. He said, "Despite the equality that courts have recognized in establishing that gay men and women cannot be discriminated against, it breaks my heart that SPU still treats us differently, as being unequal to all others who teach at the university." He said that being encouraged to apply for the job had been a dream come true, but he was then called only a month later, saying he had been rejected and told, "It's because you're not heterosexual." He said the dean at the time added that in order to be employed full-time, he would have to sign a statement declaring he was heterosexual. But the university denied that this was ever expected of its employees. The case was eventually settled out of court, and the school refused to make any other statement. A group known as SPU is Gay shared one of their forms of protest against the school on the social media platform of TikTok. They showed their graduates walking across the stage, wearing rainbow accessories and each handing a rainbow flag to the president of the university as they received their diplomas. The video was paired with the text, "POV, the president of your university thinks being LGBTQ+ is a lifestyle choice and a morality issue, so you decide to give him a gift at graduation." Comments underneath the video that was shared to Twitter were supportive, saying things like, "It was so beautiful in person. So many students took part. There were rainbow masks and stoles amongst both students and faculty. Also made the calling of 715 names much more interesting. And I know a young woman in her first year there, and she's been active in many campus protests leading up to this. The students are pissed and they are legion," along with a fist bump emoji. Seattle Pacific University Board of Trustees put out a statement in response to the backlash they have received and the protests that the students have been making. In their statement, they tried to convince the responding community that great thought and care had gone into the decision that had been made, saying, "We want the community of SPU to know that this was a thorough and prayerful deliberation." They continued on with, "While this decision brings complex and heartfelt reactions, the board made a decision that it believed was most in line with the university's mission and statement of faith, and chose to have SPU remain in communion with its founding denomination, the Free Methodist Church USA, as a core part of its historical identity as a Christian university," saying that they understood there is a disagreement among faithful Christians about sexuality and identity. As we make our way through Pride Month 2022, it's unfortunate to see that discrimination in regards to sexuality and gender identity still happens in workplaces like this, and it's good to see the students and communities standing up for themselves and fighting back against the decision. As the situation rolls out, we can only wait and see what happens next. So that's all for today. I've been your host, Woody. Join us next time for more.